went down in Miami, and Anthony Joshua took a little bit longer than expected, but got the 6 round stoppage over Jake Paul tonight down at the Kaseya Center in Miami, the home of the Miami Heat. Uh, Jake Paul, I think that his game plan was to run around for as long as he can, maybe tire Joshua out, frustrate him, and try to land one big shot. That was his. That I mean, again, that was his only uh, path to victory tonight. And for a while, because it wasn't working, but he was frustrating Joshua a little bit. And like I said, finally, a couple body shots. I was watching the fight with a couple friends here tonight, and kept saying once he hits him in the body, this fight's going to be over. And a couple body shots, Paul slowed down immensely. Round 5, 2 big knockdowns. Round 6, 2 more knockdowns, with the second knockdown being a explosive right hand right on the jaw. And Jake Paul said after the fight he feels like he broke his jaw. If there's any comments or questions in the queue, please answer them, but please put them up, and we will answer some of them. Let me go to the thing here. So there is the chat. So we'll put them up on the screen while we're here. So yeah, I mean, Jake Paul, it's a win for him, because he not only did he survive, he gets up. Yeah, he got hurt. He's going to take some time off, well-deserved time off. He wants to go back to cruiserweight, and one of these sanctioning bodies is gonna rank him pretty high, just based on going 6 rounds with the former two-time the former two-time heavyweight champion of the world, and Anthony Joshua, former unified heavyweight champion of the world. So he's going to get ranked pretty high in a couple of these cruiserweight things, and obviously he brings some money. I mean, he's going to bring a lot of money. So whether it looks like David Benavidez and Zerto Ramirez are going to fight, Jay Apataya and Noel McCallion. I mean, that's a very makeable fight with McCallion and Jake Paul, and maybe a fight that Paul thinks he can win. I don't know, but I give Jake Paul some credit tonight for taking the challenge, getting in the ring tonight. And he tried. I mean, I was getting texts, is it scripted? No, it wasn't scripted. Jake Paul did what he had to do to be competitive, and whatever glimmer of hope he had to win the fight, that's what he had to do. He had to run around, not get caught early, and just hopefully Joshua gassed out. He's 36 years old, hasn't fought in 15 months. He's throwing a lot of big shots that take some steam out of you, and that's what happened tonight down in Miami. Just looking some of the prelim fights while we get some people in here. Alicia Baumgartner retained her unified 130-pound championship with a unanimous decision over Layla Boudouin. Good in a 12-by-3, 12 rounds instead of 10, 3-minute rounds instead of 2, that the female boxing usually is. But Alicia Baumgartner looked good. The best, her best performance since fighting Terry Harper a few years back. It's a real complete performance from Alicia Baumgartner tonight. She really beat Boudouin down. I thought she was actually going to get a stoppage tonight. As the fight, maybe the 5th, 6th round, she's really starting to beat up Layla Boudouin. I'm just getting the results up here on my page here. Just let me see here. Okay, got Anthony Joshua now goes to 29-4. So Baumgartner retains her IBF, WBA, WBO super featherweight titles, and she's looking for bigger and better things. She wants to fight whoever. She's looking at Caroline Dubois, who we'll get to in a minute. Probably the punch tonight was landed by 50-year-old Anderson Silva as he stopped Tyron Woodley in the 2nd round of their 6-round fight. That was basically a battle of former UFC, former world champions. That was a fight that I thought was going to drag, but the 50-year-old Silva landed a terrific uppercut on the inside and put Woodley, really knocked him silly there in round number 2. Kicking off the main portion of the card, Jamal Harvey, the former Olympian, goes to 2-0 with a 6-round unanimous decision over Kevin Cervantes. You can tell Harvey's got a lot of skills, and it's going to be very interesting and very fun to watch his development. He's really big, thick 130-pound fighter, and he does, even though he didn't get Cervantes out there, who actually came in with a record of 5-0 with 5 knockouts. Jamal Harvey looks like a guy to be reckoned with in the 130-pound division in the coming years. Shernika Johnson retained her undisputed bantamweight championship with a 10-round unanimous decision over Amanda Gali. Shernika Johnson is a very good fighter. Looks like she may be fighting Brittany Sims next. And Brittany Sims was ordered by the WBA as the mandatory challenger. So we could see Shernika Johnson fight Brittany Sims later in 2026, maybe the first half of the year. Also, Caroline Dubois, who we mentioned, retained her WBC lightweight championship with a 10-round unanimous decision over Camila Panada. Very solid performance, 99-90 across the board for Caroline Dubois, the sister of Daniel Dubois, who was actually Anthony Joshua's last opponent before tonight's action. Also on the bill, Yukasta Valley and Yadira Bustelos fought in a bloodbath. I think you saw some of the blood on the ring. It must have come from that fight. Valley retained her WBC minimum weight championship with a 10-round unanimous decision. Majority decision scores were 95-95, but 98-92 and 97-93 for Valley, who retains her title, is now 34-3. Avius Griffin got back in the win column tonight after that disappointing stoppage defeat to Rodriguez his last time out. Julian Rodriguez. He scored a first-round stoppage over Justin Cordona. Cordona came in with a record of 10-1. Griffin now is 18-1 with 17 knockouts. And starting the night was a recent signing by MVP, Keenan Marley, the cruiserweight Olympian from Brazil. He scored a four-round unanimous decision over Diarra Davis Jr. Just get back to the main event. It was a really good performance from Anthony Joshua. Once he caught up to Jake Paul, like I said, I was getting texts, it's bad for boxing, this, that, the others. Let the fight play out. I was telling the people who I was watching the fight with a 22-foot ring, if you want to run around the ring for as long as you can, as long as your cardio lets you, you're not going to get knocked out. I mean, it's a big-ass ring there, and you're not going to get knocked out. So Jake Paul did what he had to do, and he, made Joshua look bad at times, and it was just Joshua. It was just a matter of when, and a couple body shots slowed him down. You knew that was going to happen as soon as he went to the body, and it was over with. So Jake Paul, like I said, he breaks his jaw, like he said, possibly spitting out blood in that interview, post-fight interview, but. I don't think he loses much of his luster. So he'll go back to cruiserweight, and, he'll do whether he wants to fight for a cruiserweight championship or fight some of these gimmick fights that he's been, that he's been doing. And there's still going to be a market for it because he's going to now fight guys his own size. He's not going to be running around the ring. He'll probably fight more like the guy who fought in his first 13 fights. He's now 12-2. I mean, I don't know if he deserves a cruiserweight title fight after just because he went up and, fought. He's going to beat someone in the top 15 to get a title shot, I think. If he beat someone in the top 15, which I don't think he would, yeah, but like I said, some of these sanctioning bodies will rank him, which will make him eligible. And after Benavidez gets done with Zurdo, Apataya needs a dance partner now after his knockout a few weeks back, and McCallion just won the title last weekend. Could Jake Paul against one of these guys be coming to a city near you? I think so. I think it's definitely got a real good chance to happen in maybe I'd say the second half of 2026. I think Paul's going to take he's going to take a good 6 months off at least before he gets back in the gym, full time. So I don't think it was a terrible night. It was trending that way for the first 3-4 rounds. But I like I said, I just thought once the body shots kicked in and you saw a couple of the reactions when Jake Paul got hit a few times, what happened to his body when he got hit with his body shots slowed him down. And then he went down very easily. That last shot was a nasty shot. And I was, we're watching the fight. I'm like, after the second or third knockdown, like he's about to get viciously knocked out. And, he ate a huge punch and, whatever. You give him credit. He got in there. He ran around, but he engaged a little bit here and there. And just real quickly, just if anyone's got any comments, we'll put them on the stream. If not, we'll wind this back down in a couple minutes or so. But a good night, probably a humongous audience on Netflix night, and the production was good. Mauro Ranallo and Christina Pancher, who I think should have been calling the fights. Christina Pancher is one of the best blow-by-blow announcers out there. She did an unbelievable job for Top Rank, and wish he was sitting in Mauro's seat tonight. David Haye was all right. He didn't really talk too much, but he, I guess the term is, he got in where he fit in, and he did okay. And obviously, you knew they were going to have a British guy on the telecast, and the desk was fine with Kate Scott and Andre Ward and Lennox Lewis and Layla Ali. So, Layla, a lot of women's fights. Obviously, you have to have the former super middleweight champion up there. I thought they did a good job. I thought it was a very well-run production. The fights were about 4 hours and got on at 8, got off about 12. We're at 12:40 now. Got off about 12:25 or so. Yeah, I mean, it was fine. Like I said, it didn't it didn't drag too much, but it was a great. It was an entertaining night of boxing. I hope looking forward to the next Netflix production that hopefully we'll see some good stuff. And as 2020 winds down, really not much going on. 2026 starting their new schedule early in the big fight January 31st at Madison Square Garden. Shakur Stevenson taking on Teofimo Lopez on the DAZN pay-per-view. So just a good night. So we got about 17 good minutes in here tonight, or 13 minutes. I can't even see with this light in my eye. So I hope everyone had a good night enjoying the fights. Drop us a line on wherever you're watching. We'll try to answer in the post, and we will talk to you soon.